Everyone, this is Paul. Today I'd like to show you some of the streaming capabilities of the Bezel user interface. And why would one want to do streaming, or why would one want to have a user interface to inspect the build event stream? There's a couple of good scenarios. One is to augment your own understanding of your builds while you're developing. So you might want to have a browser window open and maybe using the terminal, maybe using the bzl-ui directly. Either way, you can then stream events, be able to inspect them, and get a better sense of what exactly is happening inside the Bazel server. Things like precise configuration flags and actions, command lines, uh, specifics of test results that you don't otherwise get with the typical Bazel command line interface are surfaced here in the bzl-ui. Another scenario is in a continuous integration setting. You may want to remotely be able to log in, connect to a web server, and sort of inspect how your builds are running, or to view them maybe as a company dashboard or something like that. Third one is helping, assisting, or collaborating, mentoring new members of your team. Maybe they're stuck on something, they're having an issue. You can use this as a visual tool to kind of collaborate and inspect what's happening and both kind of come up to speed and diagnose things quicker than you would otherwise. All right, so the stream component, you can get to it either by clicking this box Streams, or we can use the application menu and click the menu item called Build Event Streams. Also, the keyboard shortcut sequence is ZB. So if I type Z then B, or move to that area. And we can see that the URL is changed to stream. This link is also in the navigation header. We have a list of recent stream, basically a list of recent builds that we've performed. And we have some information about how to configure our Bazel RC. Okay, so now I'm going to click go over to a different window. And here we're in the bzl C++ repository for demonstration purposes. So I type bzl build bzl time, then that command is successful. That's normal. If I then add in BES backend equals grpc / localhost 1080. That's the port which Bezel is listening to, and then Bazel will then publish those events to Bezel, which is then forwarded up to the user interface and rendered here in this timeline view. So that command took a total of 63 milliseconds. We got 21 events, and we can inspect these further if we want to. Not the focus of this particular video. So any particular build, event component here has the build ID as its unique key. This is a GUID that's published, generated by Bazel itself. And then we can go back up to the list, or we can go back and view different results. Like this says, these are currently only stored in memory, so if I refresh the page, then they're gone. Future versions of Bazel will save those to disk and you can inspect them. All right, and a few other flags to know about. One's called BES timeout, and this just allows the Bazel server to not wait an extended period of time in case, for example, you don't have the bzl-ui running and you need to restart it. So that's a handy one to have. And then build event publish all actions is another one. And with that, you get all the information about actions. This build is mostly cache, so there's always one action run in every build. It's a Bazel invariant, which is a Bazel workspace status action. So here we can just prove that we are publishing actions via looking at that. A few other things. So I wanted to show you, one way to structure your bzl-rc file. So if we look at our home.bzl-rc, I've set up, this configuration called stream. In case you're not familiar with the bzl-rc format, it's a line-based format, and the first entry is the command name. So anytime you type bzl build, you can also provide a configuration which has a user, a name you choose, and then whatever flags you want applied to that. So we've just grouped them by this configuration name. So if we then instead type bzl build abseil time config or -c stream, then that same configuration will be applied. Another one is, if you will always want that particular configuration applied, one way to do this is say config stream, and so that's going to be applied to all builds regardless of whatever configuration. And that allows us to not have to specify any flags on the command line. All right, I think that covers it. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can email hello@stackbuild with any queries or comments. Appreciate your time and attention, and hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.